You know, when you talk about being in a fire and you hear about people being in a firestorm but then experiencing it in first hand, you know, I was outside the canteen hosing the grass with about 70 staff inside. When I had hot embers falling at my feet that were the size of my hand, that were actually bark on fire, that was time to get out of it. When we had cars go up in the car park on fire and everything around us on fire, I suppose we're pretty lucky on the day that a life wasn't lost here at the nursery, but also in the general area where there was actually 200 homes lost. My name's Robert Swarbrick and I'm the production manager of Colourwave Australia. You know, when I'm sitting around a barbie with the wife and friends and we all discuss what the different jobs we do are, and everyone thinks that, you know, they go into a regular garden centre and they think that's the sort of work that I do. But sort of when I let them know that we actually produce hundreds of thousands of actual plants that end up in those garden centres, quite an amazed look you get on their face. The final process could take up to 4 to 5 months lead up time from that to get that final product. And that's from firstly starting with a tissue culture plant to grow that stock plant, which could take a 3 months process to get a number of cuttings that we want to get off that plant. From the time that we take the cutting, there is anything up to a 6-week period after we take the cutting to get the roots on it, and then to produce then what becomes the plant, and then it's hardened off to a stage that it can be sent out to the customer. But weather is a major factor in what we do on a day-to-day basis. So here we are, about 14 degrees and cold and windy outside, and about 40 degrees right where we're standing. Whew. Other challenges we face on a day-to-day basis is the weather. That can produce insects or disease, as in funguses on the plants. Some of our biggest things that really affect us in growing plants is the weather. Even though we do have good conditions with heated benches and poly houses that we grow the plants in. After 35 years, or maybe slightly longer than that in this industry, I suppose what makes me go up out of bed in the morning and get back to work here and do what we do is to see that final product that we turn over and that final flowering plant that we see in the garden centres, and also to the joy that we mostly bring to the consumer at the end of the day. The biggest tip I give all my friends that ask me, what do I do if my plant dies? I say, do me a favour, keep me in a job, buy another one.